Most people remember Mike Tyson as an unstoppable force in boxing, the youngest heavyweight champion in history, a man whose power seemed almost superhuman. Yet behind the fame, knockouts, and larger-than-life persona, Tyson carries a story far darker and more complex. At 59, he reflects on a life shaped by trauma, loss, and struggles that no championship belt could ever erase. His victories in the ring masked deep wounds he rarely revealed. From a broken childhood in Brownsville, New York, to global superstardom and crushing personal setbacks, Tyson's story is one of survival. This is the story behind the power. A childhood shaped by pain. Before he became a boxing phenomenon, Mike Tyson was just a scared, hungry kid wandering the streets of Brownsville. Rejected, beaten, and robbed of a stable family, he learned early that survival was not a lesson. It was the only rule. Childhood for Tyson meant fear, trauma, and a constant struggle to protect himself in a world that seemed determined to break him. Knockout power, fans believed, was natural talent. In truth, it was forged in a fight to survive. Each punch carried the echoes of loneliness and pain, a physical manifestation of childhood scars that no fame could ever fully hide. The mentor who saw potential. Amid a life of chaos, one person recognized something extraordinary in Tyson, Cus D'Amato. More than a trainer, D'Amato became the father figure Tyson never had, teaching him belief, discipline, and the idea that someone could truly care. Under Cus, the outcast boy discovered purpose. His anger found direction, and his talent blossomed. Yet even in this transformative bond, tragedy loomed. D'Amato's eventual death robbed Tyson not only of a mentor, but of stability, identity, and a sense of safety he had finally begun to feel. This loss would send shockwaves through his life, triggering emotional struggles that fame and fortune could never fix. The rise to glory. At just 20, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion, defeating Trevor Berbick in a stunning display of dominance. The world hailed him as invincible, a living legend. Yet the glory masked personal turmoil. Without Cus, Tyson faced new pressures, advisors, promoters, and strangers managing his money and life decisions. As fans cheered his knockouts, Tyson struggled with betrayal, isolation, and a gnawing emptiness that no title belt could fill. Fame gave him everything he wanted publicly, but privately he remained the same scared boy from Brownsville. Power, money, and recognition could not heal emotional wounds that had been left unaddressed since childhood. Marriage and public scrutiny. Tyson's 1988 marriage to actress Robin Givens brought public fascination and media attention, but the relationship was turbulent from the start. Behind the glamorous appearances, their marriage was a battlefield of mistrust, sleepless nights, and emotional volatility. Tyson, carrying unresolved trauma, struggled with fame and personal instability, while Givens felt trapped and frightened. The pressure exploded during a widely broadcast interview with Barbara Walters, where Givens described the marriage as torture. Tyson's silence was interpreted as guilt, turning public opinion against him. Overnight, he was no longer the untouchable champion. He became a figure of controversy, and his personal suffering was broadcast for the world to scrutinize. The downward spiral following the public scrutiny, Tyson's life began to unravel. He faced betrayal from those around him, made impulsive decisions, and gravitated toward dangerous influences. His emotional instability compounded, creating a cycle of self-destruction. Even his training and physical prowess, once sources of confidence, became sources of struggle as he pushed his body to extremes. Doctors warned of lasting damage, but Tyson's movement and fighting were not just physical, they were his emotional lifeline. He continued to fight even as his body resisted. Every punch, every session was both therapy and survival, a way to silence the noise of a life filled with losses that had nothing to do with the ring. A legacy under threat. As Tyson aged, the fear of being misunderstood grew. Interviews, articles, and documentaries presented fragments of his story, some flattering, some exploitative. He realized that his legacy, the narrative of the man behind the legend, was slipping beyond his control. Mortality became a pressing concern. Every reflection reminded him that the world might remember the monster rather than the survivor. He struggled with the idea that decades of pain and resilience could be reduced to headlines and controversies. Amid this anxiety, Tyson began to confront what it meant to be remembered, realizing that public perception and personal truth often diverge, leaving the man he had become in constant tension with the legend he once was. Reflections on pain and strength. Today, Mike Tyson's story is not just about boxing or fame. It is a testament to survival, resilience, and human complexity. He carries emotional scars, regrets, and memories of loss that no championship belt could erase. Yet, despite decades of setbacks, he continues to rebuild, reflecting on life with humility and courage. His journey challenges the assumption that greatness protects anyone from heartbreak. In Tyson, we see the coexistence of vulnerability and strength, of triumph and trauma. The world often remembers the fighter, but the deeper truth is the man who faced unimaginable challenges and, against every odd, refused to let life defeat him completely. Conclusion: the true victory. Mike Tyson's life reminds us that success and pain often coexist. From Brownsville streets to global stardom, he endured a life shaped by trauma, exploitation, and personal loss. His story is not merely a tale of knockouts and titles, but of survival and human resilience. The real victory is not measured by belts or fame, but by the choice to keep moving forward when life seemed designed to break him. Today, Tyson stands not just as a legendary fighter, but as a survivor who teaches us that strength is defined as much by endurance and self-recovery as by physical prowess.